Driving parts of the Texas Gulf Coast is like going back in time. Imagine California 50 years ago, or Florida maybe 70 years ago. They let you drive on the beach here, and they invite you to stay. Best of all, the price is very, very right. Indianola was hit by 2 hurricanes in the 1800s, and it completely wiped the community out. There's a lot of history here. In Port La Vaca, there is this really cool boardwalk that goes way out over the bay. You can see many varieties of birds here, depending on the time of year, as some of them are migratory. You get to see some of the spawning ground for the shrimp, and it's just a really, really cool trip. You can take this entire loop in about 30 minutes, and it's a great place for kids. In fact, little kids seem to really enjoy it. But little Nixie wasn't too excited, that's for sure. Every time I leave here, I wonder why I did. Well, they have a 14-day stay limit, that's one thing. But it's such a spectacular place. People are so inviting. It's kind of the lost part of the Texas Gulf Coast, the Texas Riviera. But the section of the Gulf Coast from Matagorda down through Port La Vaca is so inviting. Little Nixie seems pretty happy here. She is a very active cat, but she's my pride and joy. I've been on the Texas Gulf Coast for nearly a month. I feel like I'm a little gobsmacked. The beauty is just phenomenal. The tranquility that I find within myself when I'm here, so powerful. I've made a lot of friends while I'm here, and I'm really surprised because I'm really, at heart, an introvert. Little Nix is the ultimate chick magnet. I'm at the Indianola fishing pier. It's in the old town of Indianola, which was destroyed by a hurricane, and they rebuilt this pier. It's a great place to come for food when you're out, and I come here every chance I get. Further down the coast, in Seadrift, Bubba's Cajun-style seafood is a place to be. I'm at a free concert at Roberts Point Park in Indianola. The whole community came out for this event. It was a lot of fun. Anytime I can get free music, count me in.
The Bay Rats, we appreciate everybody coming out, hanging out with us, playing music.
I had a blast in Port La Vaca. Just a spectacular place to meet. Kind of a locals place, and I love locals places. But unfortunately, it was time to move on. So down the coast we go. I'm at the Fulton Beach Mansion. This mansion was named after the Fultons, who had an enormous cattle ranch here. I love history and like to see how things developed many, many years ago. How did people end up here? It just fascinates me. My next stop is a harbor in Rockport, Texas. This is so idyllic, so scenic. It's not the place to stay the night. They have no camping signs all over. So not a good place for an overnight. But I always stop here on my way through just because I love the boats and, well, there's a very interesting museum here. On the one side you have the harbor and on the other side you have the bay. You can stop and walk your cat like I do, or walk your dog, or fish, or whatever you want. It's a great place to spend a few hours. And at the end of the harbor is the Texas Maritime Museum. I really enjoyed their displays, including pictures of old lighthouses, equipment that was used on various boats, mock-ups of various boats, pictures of old Rockport. Boy, that was interesting. And the best part about this museum, it's free. So come enjoy. The Texas Maritime Museum is really interesting, and if you have a chance, you should come here and see it for yourself. Little Nixie's had her walk, and well, it's time to move on. We have a ferry to catch, so I better get moving. I love Rockport, really enjoyed it, but you got to get moving. The next stop is a ferry. We're coming up to the ferry terminal. The ferry will take us to Port Aransas. Here we are on the ferry. Notice the golf cart and the pickup truck in front of us. There are a lot of golf carts on the beach in Port Aransas. You can see another ferry coming in. They've just made the crossing. It takes about, just a few minutes to get across. said that it was a 15-minute wait for the ferry. I got on right away. There was no wait whatsoever. Dixie and I spend quite a bit of time in Roberts Point Park, which is basically at the ferry terminal. They have a lot of ships and boats and everything going through the harbor, and it's a lot of fun to watch. Great place to run your cat, but be careful of all the dogs. It's an interesting place because you get to see some big ships pass, a lot of little boats, the police cruisers come in, the game warden comes into this harbor, Coast Guard sometimes comes here. Really fun to see this. The tour boats come here, so you get to see them as well, and it's kind of fun to see how they maneuver these fairly large boats. The jetty park is a fun place to spend some time. You can watch the boats go in and out of the canal if you're a boat guy. A lot of people go fishing here, and also it's a great place to see the birds. They take protecting birds very seriously here. So if you see a flock of birds, don't drive through them because, well, it's not good for the birds and you could get a big ticket. Also, be sure to report any sea turtles you might see. Very important that we protect this important turtle habitat. Cats love the beach. I think cats and sand just go hand in hand. There are some coyotes that live out here, so you have to be really careful. You have to always be watching when you let your cat out on the beach. And here we are at the beach. $500 fine for not having a beach pass. There's a sign, $500 fine. They're warning high water. Tell the water is very high. Eventually the posting appears and they just have open beach. But you can see how high the water got. Probably got all the way to the dunes, I'm guessing, during the last storm. But clearly up to the parking places. All these vehicles would be underwater. Check the tide table. So we're at number 1. Usually I go quite a ways down. This is where the motorhomes go. You'll notice a lot of motorhomes here because the sand's not so deep here. Say, little Nix? She wants her walk. You want your walk, don't you? I didn't spend much time in Port Aransas. I had kind of just gotten there when a gal drove up to me in a green golf cart and asked me, "Do you know what the state limit is?" I said, "I thought it was 3 days." "Why is she asking? I've not been there for 3 days by any means." And then she got out of her cart and started taking pictures of my rig and my license plate. And then she wrote my license plate in a notebook. I asked her, once you've been here for 3 days and you leave, how long is it that you have to wait in order to come back? And she said, look it up on the town website. You've been recorded. In the old days, Port Aransas loved RV people. The state limit was a lot longer. We were an integral part of their business success. Unfortunately, that's changed, and now they seem to be catering to a wealthier set. So where did I go from here? Well, we're going to get to that, but you'll have to wait for next week. It's a killer location. Hang in, we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.